welcome to Education 3000. Hello, Dave.
Hi, Naomi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All okay. I'm very happy because today we will see the seven Petal School or schools. I am Noemi Paimal, the founder of Education 3000, and we have a beautiful subject today because we can see how concretely, how practically we can set up a beautiful educational environment. I think goes beyond the word school. It's like a all complex, a all beautiful environment. It's like an ecosystem for a beautiful co-learning. We are all learning in this kind of schools.
Nice. So, this is something that we've sort of been talking about earlier in the series. This is our Education 3000 series, Co Recreating Education. This is our level one series of 25 videos. And for those of you who haven't seen any of the previous videos, you can check them out on YouTube. But if this is the first one that you've seen, we've been talking about the seven Petal Schools for Peace, which is a really interesting, dynamic, comprehensive way of organizing education for now and for the future. So let's have a look at this. And by the way, I'm David Fegan, the International English Program Coordinator at Education 3000. Let's get started, Naomi. We've got a lot to get through in this video.
Yeah. And you are from Australia, and we both live in Bolivia. So thank you for this series of videos. And here is what is the seven Petal Schools. Do you
Yeah,
want
so
to present that?
the Seven Petal Schools for Peace is a cutting edge, comprehensive, and dynamic education proposal created by Education 3000. Naomi, some people might know Education 3000 in Spanish. What's the name in Spanish?
Correct. In Spanish, it's Pedagoogía 3000 or Pedagogy 3000. And we switch in English to Education, still with three O's, 3000.
Nice. So getting
Because we
back to
started in South America, so that's why the first name was in Spanish, Pedagogia 3000.
exactly, so 20 years,
And it's
right,
the
of
same. Yeah, 20 years.
work.
It's the same, actually.
So this is a very important proposal, a very important idea that's at the center of Education 3000. And this proposal, the Seven Petal Schools for Peace, presents seven petals. In other words, seven pedagogical areas, which you can kind of see there on the right, blue, yellow, and all the other colors. And this proposal is for the harmonious development of the human being and for a durable culture of peace.
Yes, we can see here all the seven petals or areas. The idea was to organize all the material we saw. Actually, we saw that in all the previous videos. So that's 12 videos you can always check on if you want more information. And it was easy for a teacher or parents or any educators to see all the area, not to forget one of them because they are all very important. Some people ask me, what is the most important petal? They are all important. And if you want to start with one, with the blue one, the physical development. And I will, or some people say, can I do only three to start with? No, the human being, we all need the seven. And it was a nice way to organize all the information, organize the curricula, organize our time, and make sure everybody have fun. And it's called for peace because definitely what we want with this kind of schools is a beautiful culture of peace inside the school, in the families, and at the end of it, in the neighborhood, and then in the country, and then in the world, in this order, starting with peace inside.
So let's have a look at the seven petals. We're going to go into more detail in the next videos. We're going to look at each petal individually, but now we're going to do a little bit of an overview. So the first petal is the physical and kinesthetic development petal, the blue petal, Naomi.
You have an healthy body, and we talk it a lot in the previous videos. Healthy bodies, that means healthy emotions, that means a better way to oxygenate the brain and to learn better and faster and to be more creative. So it's the most important to start with.
Then we've also got the yellow petal, articulated cognitive development.
Or I think it's oxygenized. I think that it was not correct. To put some oxygen in the brain.
Hmm.
And then,
Oxygenize. Hmm.
yeah, that's the right word. Thank you.
No worries. The
Yeah, the
third.
cognitive development is a yellow petal. It's about all the topics, but it has to be fun in context and articulated and useful and fun.
Nice. The third petal, social and multicultural development, peace culture, and EI. What does that stand for, Naomi?
I. Do you remember EI?
Extraterrestrial intelligence?
Oh my God, not yet. No, no, no. It's something here.
Emotional intelligence.
Correct. And we
Perfect.
talked a lot about that in the video. I even have the number here. 4. So it's very important. That's why we dedicate a petal or an area only for the emotional intelligence and all the topics that go with it.
Nice. And the fourth one, aesthetic development, arts, geometry, and bioarchitecture, Naomi.
Extremely important so you can express yourself with any kind of art and even digital arts, music, movie, videos. It's very important. If you have beauty outside, you have beauty inside, and vice versa. Green, try to guess.
Ecological development and clean energy systems, things that are very pressing right now, right, Naomi?
It has to be inside the curricula. It has to be in the schools or any kind of environment, educational environment. It doesn't matter how you call it. And from very early age, I will say from pre-kinder or kindergarten, definitely red.
The red petal, number 6, hands on development, applied sciences.
Is to do. Like here in the yellow, you think, here you feel, but here you do. So you feel useful, you feel there is a meaning to all that. You have self-esteem and you are not afraid of the future because you know how to do or to manifest your ideas, your great project in
Exactly.
your.
And for some of our viewers, that link between to think, to feel, to do, we've looked at that as well and how it works together in some of the previous videos, which, like we said, all on YouTube to check out. A lot of great information there. What about the seventh petal, Naomi?
So far it was all outside. Now we have to think about inner development.
Hmm. So personal development, self sciences. What are self sciences?
Self-science is as a new word to that means inner development or personal development, and it's like you know yourself or know thyself, as Socrates used to say, the great
Socrates?
Socrates, the great Greek philosopher. Know thyself. So it's all about to know who I am, where I am here, and all these kind of transcendental questions everybody has, and it has to be attended as part of the curricula. If not, education is not complete.
Perfect. So that's a little bit of a brief overview of the seven petals, and we're going to get into more details about them starting in the next video. But let's keep going with this introduction, how to organize the seven petals, Naomi.
Yes, we put these nice pictures. This is done by an architecture student from India. We had an open call, so we had many proposals, and you organized actually the way you want, as long you can have the 7 petals. Of course, this is a very fancy and luxury is kind of school where you the 7 petals are completely laid out clearly, but anywhere wherever you are or whatever is the situation, social situation, economical situation, ecological situation, you can organize your time so the 7 petals are covered. So it's extremely flexible. And inside the petal, you can use the method you want. If you like Montessori, if you like Steiner, if you like democratic school, if you like new school or travel school, knowing this is you can do whatever you want inside. That's why it's both flexible and organized. So you have a nice frame, and that the and at the same time, a lot of freedom inside the petals. And you can organize the way you like. Like you can have the three petals in the morning, like blue, yellow, and pink. And the afternoon, you can have workshop and do the white and green and red and purple the way you think it's more the easiest way according to your necessities and possibilities.
Nice. And I really like this proposal, this plan by the young architecture student. Is this image available on our website? Can
Yes, yes, yes. In the website education.info, there is a section saying architecture 3000, and all the design and all the proposal and videos about with the architects and the students are loaded up here.
and those like the links to our website, to our Facebook, that's all below in the description, and we'll remind you again at the end of the video. So going to the next point, Naomi, who can set up a seven petal school?
You, everybody, me. The nice things about that, it's like it's really easy to set up. So if you are a teacher, headmaster, parents, they like to have their own school sometimes. It's available for absolutely everybody, even if you are not a teacher, actually. And you can do even the have the seven petal concept, even for, I would say, for a yoga center, for an enterprise, for jail, for a municipality. You can transfer this kind of proposal to any kind of sector of the society and of life, for elders, for babies. So
Nice.
everybody's invited.
Yeah, so the idea, and also like the idea is, an idea that can be applied in a lot of different contexts. Also, you can get in contact with us as well on Facebook, on Gmail if you want to work directly. That's also completely welcome. Finally, what are seven petal pilot schools, Naomi?
Uh, we made a map. I will show you. About the Seven Petal School, we have a network. So if you want to do one or be connected with other schools, you can always be in the network and contact us. And you have all the contact all around the world. And we have trained people that are called certified facilitators, so they can help you to train your staff or to train people at the beginning of your beautiful school or enterprise or whatever. So we do have some support, a lot of support. And here are all the schools. I put not only the schools, but I put the established seven petal schools, the pilot one.
Mhm.
We started like 6 years ago.
So this map doesn't include seven petal schools that are running. It's only the pilot schools and the ones in development, correct?
The running are in orange, the first one, the
Oh,
orange star.
uh-huh.
And in development, it's like the yellow or more light yellow stars. So we put both. So we already have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight established seven pivotal pilot schools. So we already have feedback and we have all the reports
Nice.
of these kind of schools.
We also got some sister schools and recommended schools, and we're going to look at that towards the end of this video. Some of the sister schools and the recommended schools. But first, we'll have a look more at this, a little bit more at the seven petals. We've also got the 5 continent core teams, so all across the globe, an NGO and institute, Naomi, also
Yeah,
related to Education 3000.
we have to go by the national law, so we have to have local NGOs,
Mm,
no governmental organization, and we have a couple of institutes like Uruguay, Mexico, Spain. So
nice.
yes, there is a solid network backing up all the proposal and with experience. Shall we start with the seven petal school? We have a couple of pictures.
Yeah.
The first one was Italy. It was 2014. That's, oh my gosh, 7 years in Sicily. A beautiful, beautiful place. And this is from an architect as well from Messina, from Sicily, and he has all the blueprints ready. So we are ready to move to a bigger one. The pilot school are very small, as all pilot, but we had a lot of experience and feedback from them, and they are all in network, and they are, it's like a family, you see. Then we have Chile, a beautiful school too, and with kids with very, very hard problems like depression, dyslexia, autism, and they all went through very nice. One is now out and is in a university.
No, so that one's in Concepcion in Chile.
Very nice. Both teachers are parents as well of those. I mean, they started because they were teachers and they wanted the school for their children, as usually is not the case, right? You want for your own children and grandchildren's. And that's the motor, that's the engine, that's what's pushing us. Uruguay, beautiful school, Paisando, Uruguay. It's called Path to the Sun. And they love to do, I don't know in English, see the little girl? In Spanish is tela,
So she's sort of
like
using the cloth.
aerial acrobacy,
Yeah, it sort of looks like gymnastics using the cloth.
like cloth or slings.
Yeah.
And they love it. They love it. They love it. Then we have Bolivia, Samaipata. It's a very kind of, it's a place with very little resources, but they did the school, and then last year they did it online, and they connect all the children with all the department of the country and other countries. They did a great job. So this is a proof it can be done in any kind of situation, like in any
Samaipata is one of my favorite places in Bolivia. So beautiful.
beautiful.
Such a
But
nice
you
place.
can see the image. No, it's not a fancy place. You can see this place here,
Mhm.
and that's not about place. It's about the will and the human quality and the love. It's what I really like about the seven petal school. What I want to say, basically, you can do a seven petal school anywhere. Guatemala. I really like this school because then, with the situation of last year, they did a tremendous job with the families, and they did social work, and then they had their own garden, and they had food, and they had traditional knowledge. They, how do you say, recuperate. They found
Yeah,
a
they
lot of knowledge,
recruited.
local knowledge,
Mhm.
and the Maya people. So they put that in the curricula and honoring the grandparents and the elders. A wonderful job, wonderful job. It's like you see when you see the school is as well as social support is as well, and emotional support is as well, new technology, ecological support. The school has a bigger role now. This is what we learned with Guatemala. Mexico, beautiful too, very multicultural as well. Argentina, you can see this lady on the floor.
Uh-huh.
She's a director, she's a headmaster. She's PE teacher,
Mhm.
physical, I mean, gym
Yeah,
teacher.
the PE teacher, the gym teacher. And
And
it says that, sorry, Naomi, go on.
that's why she always emphasized exercise and the blue petal. And now she's doing acro yoga here with the kids. And this school is a big success because of that, and because all the activities she does. I mean, it's very active. It's I would call it a moving school. And it's called eighth petal, meaning eighth petal is an additional petal. You know for who?
If I had to guess, maybe parents.
Of course, for the whole family, parents, grandparents, uncles, because we are all involved. And so it's very important to have all the families on board. And she did such a beautiful job. Really, all the schools, I want to thank them publicly right now because they are incredible. They are brave, they are courageous, and they do, and they have fun. And it's always tied with, love bond and family bond, and how to say this kind of brotherhood
Strong, a strong
bond.
bond there. Sense of
And this,
community, sense of family.
And this is very important because at the end of the story, we are human beings. The kids are human beings. They are not technicians or future engineers. They are pure, beautiful human beings first. You know what I mean, no? And this is the
I know what
core
you mean.
of even Petal School. That's why it's so precious and that's why it works. And that's why it's contagious too. Portugal has a beautiful school too, and we can see the TED talk of Margarida Meira. She's the coordinator of the school, and she has a beautiful TED talk. She's from Madeira, that's the island way down Portugal. And
And here,
those,
seven petal enterprises. So what do
yeah,
we mean by that?
enterprise is not only for school. You can have this kind of proposal in inside an enterprise or inside any kind of other environment, as I said, hospital, jail, whatever. And that's two projects for Mexico and Italy. It's still under development, but I thought the idea was so great that I put the pictures, the pictures from Mexico.
Nice.
A
And
couple
so
of pictures. Yeah.
yeah, we're going to see some pictures now of the blue petal of physical exercises in education. So what do these images mean to you, Naomi, or what do they?
It's
Uh,
not like to force the children to do exercise, but anything they love, at least every day to have a challenge with physical exercise, movement, dance, go outside, go up and down, even climb trees, whatever, but have fun with the body. Remember, they are growing, so they need to have a fit body. They need to build the bones and the heart pumping and the breathing, so this is number one. That's why blue is the first one. Every day, every day, every day. Then the yellow has to be fun.
yeah,
And
cognitive development. So what are some of these images here?
they are doing teamwork, games, research on the computer. There is a way to do chess, and it's done by 4 person. So instead of being two and competitive, you have to build up a team. And down there, they are sharing their research. And that all 7 Petal schools. I mean, that's all real schools. They're not pictures I took from the internet, of course. Now this
Nice.
is
So
they
we
send
had a brief look.
sometimes they send us pictures and activities, and it's beautiful.
Nice. So let's keep going. So again, we're just giving some brief information about each petal, now some images, and then in the next video, we're going to start looking at each petal individually. Let's have a look at some images of the pink petal. So emotional and social development, peace culture. Tell us about some of these images here, Naomi.
Kind of activities. This one is no violent communication. This one is blindfold yourself and you have all kind of experience with your peers, and then traveling and activities at night to build up strength and self-confidence. And with this, we want like a very good self-esteem with the children and the teachers and the parents. White art. I put art here, but it's not only painting, it can be digital art and as well singing, music, do your videos, your channel, do your radio and TV channel. So art is a big issue to express yourself. And green, this is real school. This is from Uruguay. They go outside, they know the environment, they learn biology in situ, and
Um,
they do their research.
Presential
They
classes,
talk
right?
as well.
In the places.
It's fun.
Mhm.
It gives me, I want to go back to school. In that case, yes. Red,
Hands-on development, workshops, applied science. So we can see one young student cooking.
yeah, it's from Chile. He's doing the pasta and the sauce. And you have everything, mechanics, electricity, all the workshop. So you are not lost in life. You can do and repair everything. You feel good. You feel useful. And personal development, all kind of activities, relaxing activities too, breathing exercise, night activities. and all the beautiful architecture proposal.
We've got some. There's a focus on architecture as well in Education 3000 as well. So tell us a little bit about this research institute, Naomi.
Yes, we realize if the environment is set up the right way, you learn much better, faster, we have more fun. We don't have to do some. Sometimes you don't know if it is a school or if it is a jail, and you have the quad at the beginning, at the at the entrance, and big walls. No, we want a friendly, flexible environment, and we have a huge team of architects, and they are wonderful. And you want bioconstruction, it has to be healthy as well. Shall we see a couple of sister schools?
Yeah, let's have a look at some of them.
These
So
good
also
school,
going
they
to
are not really seven petal school like this, but they are so good that I have to mention them. And we are in a network as well. We work with them and we do some exchange. First, China, Beijing, Aurora International Academy, and they do a beautiful job. They do actually all the petals, and it's my most favorite school in China. I visit them twice. Here they do a bunch of trips around China and then outside of China too. They are on commerce here, the kids. I mean, that's amazing on the Silk Road. They have their garden, they have their recycling center, and they do meditation every day at 1 o'clock. Here they prepare themselves for the meditation in China. Amazing, huh?
hmm.
And they have traditional knowledge as well, Chinese traditional knowledge, a very complete approach. Another sister school I really like is France, Ozoir La Ferrière. And you know what they do on Friday?
What do
All
they do?
day long, they go to the forest because the school is next to the forest. And they spend one whole day in the forest, and it's so beautiful. They learn survival kids skills, how to take care of nature, and it's so healthy, therapy, educational and therapeutic as well.
Mhm.
Beautiful school. India, wonderful school. Ahmedabad. It's so good that Modi, the Prime Minister of India, said that this school will be the model school for India, for all India by 2040. So congratulations, Anju and Pascal. Incredible. Very advanced school, very human. The, the kids are so happy. They don't want to leave school, actually. Other sister school, Columbia. I love these schools. That's two schools based on forest school principle and the elf school principle, where everything is magic. Can you imagine?
How does tell us a little bit about how it works, Naomi?
Forest school, you spend most of the time outside in nature, and the elf school, you have everything with the magic of nature, the magic of the element, the magic of the past, of the elves, of the gnomes. It's like you enter in the magic world, like Steiner would used to say as well. You know, Steiner from Waldorf School. So I think it's wonderful. And those these two schools are not sister school yet. We will have to contact them, but they are so good. I have to mention them. One is Green School Bali, and we will talk about this school in the Green Petal. I will show you the video. And Fuji Kindergarten Japan, because this completely new concept, a completely new approach with a lot of movement and fun. Um, Beautiful schools.
And we'll see a few more here. This one's in Krasnodar in Russia.
Yeah, that's a famous school where the kids teach to the kids. It's called KTK, or Kids Teaching to Kids. And the
Mhm.
results are so amazing. They finish high school when they are 6 years old, and they have two licenses when they are 18. That's absolutely fabulous. Very edge cutting, or cutting edge, very avant garde school, or pioneer school. This one is from Cairo, Egypt. Here is the director, the headmaster. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman. and she has a beautiful peace culture program called Hamsa. Please, you can see the video in the website. The school is called New Horizon. So if you type New Horizon, AMSA program or Peace program, you can see the beautiful job she's doing. And Madrid, talking about peace.
Yeah, so the teacher Mar Ordillo implemented a P3000, an Education 3000 Peace program in the CRA Sierra Oeste Madrid Rural Group Educational Center. And the program is called Ambassador Schools for Peace. So tell us a little bit about that, Naomi.
Yeah, and for us, it's very nice because this is a state school. So this is a proof we can implement all these kind of beautiful programs everywhere. And on the left, this is our flag, which is three circles, and in the center, you put your favorite symbol. And this is to make peace visible. So bravo, Mar. And we will talk, of course, more about that. We have two more programs, two more videos on peace culture and how to implement that. This is the books. One is in English, the volume one, the Seven Petal School, and it's on the website, of course. And the second one is under translation, so you will have volume two pretty soon. That's it.
Nice.
And the
So
website is right here.
those books and other great resources, because Naomi, you've been doing this for the last 20 years, 21 years now.
Yeah.
Lots of videos on YouTube, lots of resources on the website. Take advantage of all the hard work that Naomi and the team have been doing. Get in contact with us on Facebook or via Gmail. All of these are below in the description.
And thank you so much.
Thank you again, Naomi,
It
for
was a long intro, but we have to recognize so much work has been done, so much result is already recorded, and so much fun. So we want to share definitely to the whole world.
exactly. And we've been talking about the petals, the seven petal schools in the series. So now we've given the introduction, and in the next video we're going to be looking at the blue petal. Correct, Naomi?
We start petal by petal, one by one, and definitely we go to the blue one. So see you soon.